Hey, this is James Pelton, and I've had a lot of people here in the last couple of weeks talk about in the Facebook group or on Twitter, or they've emailed me, just talking about how they've lost funds. And I can't think of anything worse than there's already enough volatility in crypto with coins going up, coins going down, rug pulls. But then to have your funds that are actually, that you haven't lost with actual, normal crypto trading, but then you lose it through somebody being malicious. So what I wanted to do today, I think it's a pretty important video, is I just want to talk about, what I want to do is go through the different ways that I've seen that people get their funds stolen, specifically around Metamask. And then kind of as you look at, here's how people take your money, take your crypto out of your wallet. That kind of gives you some insight into how you can protect yourself from those things. And I'm just going to start off. There's never 100% way to protect yourself. There's always going to be malicious people. And I hate to always bring the Bible into things, but Jesus says, don't store up treasure here on earth because moth and rust destroy, thieves break in and steal. Store up treasure in heaven where it's completely safe. So as long as we're here on earth, you'll never be completely safe, but it's kind of like you can put up these layers of protection that make it more and more difficult, whereas if somebody malicious breaks through a couple, then you can keep out, and sometimes people are just looking for easy targets. So if you're not an easy target, then a lot of times people give up and go to the next one. So I'm going to start with the first way that people often get their money taken away and stolen is someone gets a hold of your secret key. Okay, so when you create a wallet, you get a secret key. It's going to either be 12 or 14 or 24 words. And these secret keys encrypted is actually what your address is. And the way that encryption works is you can always encrypt something, but you can't decrypt something. Okay, so what they do is they take these words, encrypt it, and that's your address. Okay, that's your address that you have for your wallet. But those 12 words, that seed phrase, is basically the nuclear codes for your wallet. Okay, so if someone gets a hold of those 12 words, there's really nothing you can do. Some people think, well, I have I have a nano wallet, I'll be safe because I have this. No, if they get a hold of your 12 words, there's nothing you can do. Okay, you got to just transfer everything off of your wallet. That's basically like the keys to the kingdom. Okay, is these 12 words. And if you have your strong nodes or drip, and someone gets a hold of that wallet, you can't move those. Okay, at least for now. So you're really out of luck. So the first thing I'll say is never ever share your private key with anyone. Anyone asking you for your secret 12 words, even if you see me, if I get on a video with you and I say, hey, what's your 12 words? I'm trying to scam you, okay? No one will ever ask you for that. The only time you should ever enter that in anywhere is when you're first setting up your wallet. Okay, so the first time you open Metamask, it'll say, hey, what's your 12 words? And that's the only time that you should put it in, is when you're first setting up a wallet. So keep it hidden. I would recommend not keeping it on your computer anywhere. Some people put it in their Google Drive, and a lot of times that's how you get hacked. Is you think you're pretty safe, but you have your 12 words stored on Google Drive, and then someone gets access to your Google Drive somehow. Or you have it on notes in your on your computer, and somebody gets on your computer, they copy the 12 words, and now they have access to your keys. So I'm not going to tell you where I hide mine. It's a secret. But write these words down on a piece of paper and hide them somewhere. Maybe, honestly, if you have enough in there, like a safety deposit box or something like that, I might recommend. Some people say memorize them, but because of sports, I've actually had 13 concussions. This is another story for another day. But I don't think I can memorize 12 words like this, okay? Not in my old age. So keep it on a piece of paper, maybe give a copy in a couple different places in case you lose one. But do be careful, because that's another risk, is that you lose these 12 words. There's a guy in the UK I've been reading about who his computer got thrown out, and he saved his secret key on his computer, and now he can't find it. So he's out searching the landfills trying to find this hard drive to get his 12 words back. So that's the first way that you can get hosed. Is someone gets a hold of your secret key, and that's the worst way, okay? The second way, and I've seen this pop up more recently, is you give permission to your wallet in a way that you didn't intend. Okay, and I want to do a thank you to Jesse Elder. He's a guy I follow because that's where I saw this. This happened to him, so we can learn from other people's mistakes. But I want you to notice something. Okay, this is BNB Royal. So the first thing I'll say is be careful what sites that you connect to. If it's not super, if you haven't heard about it from a lot of people, just be careful. This is really shady too because they've actually been audited. But just when someone audits a service or an app, they audit parts of it. So like Hayes Crypto has a warning out about BNB Royale where they're like, we audited it, but then they've added new things and we haven't audited those. But I want you to look at what happens. So I did connect my wallet. It's okay. Just read. Basically what I want to tell you to do is read what's happening. Sometimes we get in the habit of just clicking accept. But what I want you to get in the habit of is reading what the site is asking you to do. Okay, so like this is saying, do you give this permission to view the addresses of your accounts? Okay, it's yes, you can do that. You can see the addresses on my account. Okay, but now look at this. When you go, let's say I had BUSD in here. So this is like something that gives you 7% daily. And don't see this 7% daily and think, oh, I'm going to go do this. This is awesome because it's a scam. Because look at this. I click claim and then look what it asks me to do. Okay, it says, hey, we need access to claim. And first thing that kind of throws you off is like, why is the gas fee so high for this? But another thing I want you to see is it's actually saying that there's 2 transactions it's trying to do, not just one. Okay, so you would think, oh, I'm clicking claim, there should be 1 transaction, and then you actually have to click back to see what the first transaction they're trying to do is. It's like, okay, they want 16 cents. What are they trying to do? They're trying to do some kind of permission. Well, what is this permission? The permission is give them access to 1 quadrillion of my wrapped or BTCB. I'm not even sure what BTCB is. I can't remember. But they're basically saying give them access to 1 billion of my BTCB in my wallet. And I wouldn't even know I was giving them this access, right? If I just looked at this, I think, oh, I'm claiming, and we get in the habit of just, okay, confirm. I would have slowed down here because like, why is there a 0.37 BNB gas fee for this? But if you go back here, they're adding in another permission with this that they would use to take all my BTCB if I had it in there. So I just want you to get in the habit of reading what you're giving permission to. First off, if you're ever on a site that's not legit, like if you're on Pancake Swap, okay, then you don't have to, don't worry about it that much. I mean, still read what you're doing. But if you're on these sketchy sites, BUSD miner, some of these miners, and if something's giving you 10% daily return, read what's going on because this happened to Jesse, and I'll leave a link to his YouTube. He's been really helpful for me. But I'm going to reject that. You do not have access to 1 billion of my BTCB. So that's what pay attention to what websites you connect to. Pay attention to what permissions you're being asked for. One thing I make a habit of doing is I go in here. You can click here and go to connected sites. And sites that you don't use anymore, disconnect from those. I don't want them to have access forever. There are some BSC Scan is a place where you can go and see. I'll leave a link to this down below, but you can see what you've given access to. And like I've given Pancake Swap access to unlimited cake, but they need that, right? I've given Drip access to unlimited drip, but they need that to do what they're trying to do. So just, if something looks out of place here, if I gave Ring access to all my USDT, then it'd be like, wait, why would Ring need access to that? So that's the second thing you need to be careful of. The third way that people can get access to your funds is just if they get access to your browser. So if you get some malware that you've downloaded and they get control of your computer in some way, then they can, take control of your computer and go here and click send, and they can send to other accounts. Okay, so if they have access, one nice thing about Metamask is it's not connected to the internet by default. So it's on your browser. It's not connected to the internet. So people can't get to your Metamask directly. But if they get access to your computer, then they can do basically whatever they want. And so a lot of times people will get malware that gives people access to their computer, their browser, and then they can get in here and send things. So this is where the way you can protect against this is the first thing I would do is turn on auto lock. But I want you to go to here and up here, go to settings and then go to advanced and set this auto lock. 5 minutes might even be high. I do enough where it's too annoying to not have it. But auto lock your Metamask wallet so that if you don't use it for 5 minutes, when you come back, you have to re-log in, okay? That way, if somebody gets access to your computer when you're not around, they'll have to type in the password at least. So again, that's just another barrier. And then this is where a hardware wallet can be super helpful, because a hardware wallet, basically whenever you're trying to do something, you're trying to send, you're trying to approve, you're trying to do anything, you have to confirm it on your MetaMask or on your ledger here. So you have to physically go in and press the buttons. So it gets kind of annoying if you do a lot of things, but I think it's worth the security of going in here and clicking this. And I have another video showing you how to set up a MetaMask wallet. If you want to, when you can get a hardware wallet and you can move your existing MetaMask wallet onto the hardware wallet. And when I say move, some people think that like your crypto's actually on here in some way. All your crypto's on the blockchain, okay? None of your crypto is actually anywhere near you. But what is actually on here is your secret keys, okay? So it's just a convenient way to, when you want to do something, you can connect to MetaMask and use this to say, hey, yeah, I have my secret keys right here. They're in this USB here. So that's something helpful. Another thing I would recommend is get a VPN, okay? Especially, it's not as necessary at home, but if you're out getting on Wi-Fi at the coffee shop, you should be on a VPN, okay? I used to do this for fun. I'm a computer guy. But back in college, in my dorm, you can set up your computer to pretend it's the router, basically. Then maybe this is getting too nerdy, but you say you're the router, and then you basically pipe all the internet of anybody that's connecting to the Wi-Fi through your computer. And I could literally see every website everyone was at. I could see anything they were typing into forms. I mean, if you're connected to the same network as someone, there's a lot of things that can be done. So if you're out and about doing anything, with crypto, you should be on a VPN. So, and there's free VPNs. ProtonVPN is free, but it's very slow and a little sketchy. So I use this AtlasVPN. I think it's really good. It's fast. It does cost. I think it's like $10 a month if you pay monthly, or $1.39 if you are willing to pay for up to 3 years. And I think I have a promo code that I'll put down in the description. But yeah, get a VPN. And make sure you have some kind of malware protection. Okay, I'm on Mac, but I like Malwarebytes is something that I like and use, and run regular scans. But just keep malware off your computer, so that people can't get access to your browser. But this one, fortunately, the hardware wallet basically fixes this one for the most part, because they can get access to your wallet or your computer, but they wouldn't have access to your ledger, okay? Unless you well, that gets me to the next one, is somebody getting access to your local computer. So if you leave your computer, at the library, you go to the bathroom, you have your ledger sitting there. This has happened. People will come up and they'll steal your stuff. They'll, get into your MetaMask, they'll send all your stuff to them. Then they approve it on the ledger. The ledger, it's nice. They give you a PIN. Even that, there's a PIN you have to put in. So it's even another layer of security. So those are the main ways that I've seen that people have gotten access to MetaMask. One final thing that I'll say that I've seen a lot of is if you have your tokens, your coins at a third-party place. So like I hold a lot of my coins at Nexo.io or KuCoin. I always have stuff sitting around on KuCoin, right? So if you do that, that's a little bit riskier probably than having a hardware wallet and keeping it on your computer, in your MetaMask. But definitely make sure that you turn on two-factor authentication. Okay, so go into your settings. I'm not going to show you how to do this because you need to go do it. You should do it on Binance. You should go do it if you have a Coinbase account, turn on. Most of them will force you to do it because enough people have been scammed by now. Turn on two-factor authentication. And the safest way you can do it is using Google Authenticator on your phone. So basically what that means is whenever you try to log in, you'll have to open an app on your phone and type in the code, and it changes like every 30 seconds. It's actually sometimes annoying because by the time you type it in, it's changed to the new one. So sometimes, people don't do these security things because it's annoying, but just wait. It'll take one time for you losing some money where you're like, I wish I had turned on Google Authenticator. If you don't do Google Authenticator, at least do SMS, two-factor authentication, where they text you a code each time. One thing I'll say, we've seen a lot of SIM swapping with that, where people will call into AT&T or Verizon and they'll say, oh, my phone got stolen. Can you move my SIM card to this new phone? And then the phone number, sometimes they can trick them into doing it, and then they'll do two-factor authentication and steal. So what you can do to prevent that is you can contact AT&T or Verizon. If you get on the Verizon website, again, I'm not going to show you how to do this. This video will be forever. It's already getting pretty long. But if you go into the Verizon website, you can go into the settings and say, lock this phone. So basically, no one can ever call in and say transfer to a new phone. Now, if you do lose your phone, that gets annoying, right? Because then you have to go in and you have to convince them, I'm not trying to SIM swap. So again, anytime you put security in place, if you lock your door, you have to have a key to unlock it, which is a little annoying. It's easier to leave your door wide open and just walk in and out, but not as safe. So there's no way to keep your assets 100% safe. I'm going to just sum up with maybe like 7 things that I think you should do right now. So first off, check what sites you're connected to and delete the ones that you don't recognize or the ones that you're not using anymore. Go into your Metamask, click these 3 dots over here, connected sites. Don't be connected to things that you're not using regularly, like BNB Royale. I'm going to delete that out of there now. That's the first thing. Number 2, if your secret phrase is written down somewhere on your computer, if you have it in your notes or on your Google Drive, put it down on paper, hide it, and delete it off your computer. Get it out of your Google Drive. Okay, I would say that's one of the main ways people get access to wallets is it's sitting in their Google Drive and somebody gets access to your Google Drive. Number 3 is I would buy a Ledger. A Trezor is actually a lot nicer. I'll leave a link to Trezor. Ledger, I think, is a little cheaper, but buy a hardware wallet and set it up. I have a video kind of showing how to set that up. I might do another video about it because I've learned a lot since that first one. But get a Ledger or Trezor. I'll put a link to Trezor down below. Number 4, get a VPN. Okay, so ProtonVPN's free but slow. AtlasVPN costs but is nice. You can even stream 4K on it. Get a VPN. It just protects. I didn't really explain what a VPN is, but it's a virtual private network. So basically, when you're connecting to websites, if you're connecting straight from your computer and they have your IP address, they can get almost your address, like your physical address. From your IP address. They can get very close to the area that you're in. If you're doing a VPN, it'll say, you can say connect to the VPN from Sweden. And then when you go to websites, it'll say, hey, this is a guy from Sweden. Okay, it just protects your data in general, but specifically when you're doing crypto stuff. Number 5, I didn't talk about this before, but this is a good idea. Get a separate wallet, separate key phrase for, my kids are very, very loud. Children are a blessing from the Lord, for sure. But get a different wallet. So like I have a bunch of Olympus DAO and I have a bunch of Strong, like a lot of money in each of those. And so what I do is I have them on separate wallets. So if anyone did get access to one or the other, they wouldn't get everything. They would just get half of everything. And you can even see, Ethereum has really high fees, so it's hard to separate things too much, but it's even possible to like put, you can put part of your Olympus on one, part of your Olympus in another, and you can spread it out between a bunch of multiple wallets. You could go crazy with that, but do as much as you feel comfortable with. Number 6 is contact your phone carrier. Go to your phone carrier's website, go to settings, and lock your phone number. Don't let people SIM swap you. And along with that, number 7 is go to any third-party holders. I want you to log into Nexo, KuCoin, Binance right now and turn on two-factor authentication. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Let me know down below if there's other things that have happened to you. Let me know your story about how you've lost crypto or maybe some ways I didn't mention or things you can think of that would protect you beyond this. But let's stay safe. Again, there's enough volatility in the market. I lose enough, just from the markets going down. Oh, it's up. It's back up now. It was red last time I checked, but Avalanche is down, so I've already lost a little bit. I hold a bunch of Avalanche, so I lose enough through that method without losing also through people stealing funds. So stay safe and have a good rest of your day.